Welcome to MIPS. MIPS is a world-leading helmet safety company making safety systems for helmets. We've been around for over 20 years, and we were founded by an engineer and a neuroscientist with a vision to save more lives. If you spend most of your time on a construction site, you'll know that hitting your head can be part of the job. Most of the times it's just minor stuff like bumping your head on something. But sometimes it can be harder and therefore a lot more dangerous. Common accidents can be hits to the side, falling objects, slips, trips, or falls. All of which can be angled impacts. Most angled impacts create a rotational movement. Problem is that traditional helmets are designed for straight impacts. And that's why MIPS invented the low friction layer. Got that? Got MIPS? No? Go get it! Our brains consist mostly of water. The brain and the cerebrospinal fluid fills up most of the skull, pretty much like the fluid in this. Water is incompressible, which means the brain will not move much by a linear force from a straight impact. However, in most angled impacts, rotational force is introduced to the head. Rotational forces to the head cause the brain to rotate inside the skull. This causes a relative movement between the skull and the brain, which can cause strain in the brain. Strain in the brain is not good and can cause something called a TBI, traumatic brain injury. MIPS low friction layer is designed to help reduce rotational forces caused by angled impacts. Got that? Got MIPS? No? Go get it. The thing is, it's not always complicated accidents that may cause traumatic brain injuries. Rather, it may be accidents like objects striking the helmet from the side, falling objects hitting the helmet from above, or simply you taking a tumble. You might think accidents and brain injuries like these are rare on construction sites, but unfortunately, the numbers speak for themselves, and they're not in the brain's favor. So, statistically, there is a high risk for suffering traumatic brain injuries when you're working on a construction site. Got that? Got MIPS? Of course you do. MIPS has a range of products, but they're all based on the same unique idea. It's a low friction layer that allows the head to move inside the helmet. The super thin, super light, low friction layer is designed to move slightly inside the helmet in order to help redirect rotational forces away from the head. This is intended to help reduce the rotational forces that can cause brain injuries. Got it? Got MIPS? No? Go get it. In between the hard skull and the soft brain, there is something called cerebrospinal fluid. Most regular people call it brain fluid, but if you really want to impress someone, you learn how to say it right. Cerebrospinal fluid. Anyway, the smart thing is the MIPS low friction layer mimics the function of that fluid. Got that? Got MIPS? No? Go get it. After over 20 years of science, engineering, and progress, MIPS has become a leading player in its field. Over 100 brands have adopted the MIPS safety system in their helmets. So, if you have a favorite helmet brand, it's safe to say that they probably have the MIPS safety system in some of their helmets. They all have it. Do you? No? Go get it. Many of the world's best athletes use helmets with the MIPS system. Some of them are even part of Team MIPS, a bunch of thrill-seeking pros believing MIPS system to be a key to confidence. The mission of Team MIPS is to raise helmet safety awareness and to lead the world towards safer helmets. Many of these athletes have experienced brain injuries personally or have worked in close proximity to those who have. They're pros and they got it. Do you? No. Go get it.